There are countless videos out there telling us to eliminate the narcissist, stop communication with them, and just ignore them. And those are great, but sometimes that's just not possible. Sometimes we have to have communication with them. We have to have conversation, real world conversations, in order to express our truth. So how do we do that? And how do we do that in the process? By disarming them. Because remember, most conversations with narcissists end up, well, us feeling bad and them not hearing our truth, or them gaslighting us or manipulating us, and us just walking away feeling, well, pretty cruddy. So how do we have a conversation with them and in the process disarm them? We're going to talk about this today. Now, I just recently created a members video, and in that members video, I discussed 10 specific responses and really went in depth of how they help with our self-esteem, how they help create boundaries, and how they help to disarm the narcissist and, well, allow you to have your own truth and reality and them actually listen to you. So in today's video, I'm only going to talk about a few. You can definitely check out the members video by becoming a member to the channel, and that really helps us to understand that you not only support what we're doing, but the information is valuable to you. So let's talk about a few of those clear responses right now and how it can help you to disarm the narcissist in the next big conversation you have with them. The first comment will be used maybe often in a conversation, and it'll be used maybe sporadically, but it's very important. And that is saying, please stop interrupting me, because often in these conversations, they are going to interrupt you over and over again. And why do they do that? They do that in an effort to get you off target. They do that in an effort to gaslight you. They do that to get you to change the subject. And they do that to get you to get out of control, to get really angry and upset. You know, like, you're not listening to me. But you got to stick to it. And so instead of getting angry and pissed off and just really stressed out, continue to say that. Hey, please stop interrupting me. I'm having a conversation with you. We're two adults here. I'm going to share with you my truth, and let's discuss this. And so it's very, very, very important that you keep saying that, especially when they do that, and try to calm down and try to stay calm in your tone and expression so that you can actually communicate this in a calm manner. Another good comment that you want to use in your arsenal is, what is it exactly that you want me to know or understand? So when you're saying that to somebody, you're basically conveying, hey, the facts, only the facts, ma'am. That's all I want to hear, okay? So you're taking away the mean comments and the put downs. And this is a good comment to make when somebody's putting you down or calling you a name, because you're not really necessarily calling them out, but you're bringing them back onto the terms of the boundaries. Tell me what you want me to know, and let's go from there and have an actual civil conversation. Another good response is, I hear what you're saying. Now, there's two differences, right? I hear what you're saying versus I agree with what you're saying are two different things. So acknowledging the fact that you hear them is important in the conversation, because everybody wants to be acknowledged that you're being heard, right? But we don't need to accept that reality or agree to that reality. So we're saying we're hearing them, but we're not agreeing with them. And this is very important, because when we say that, we're saying, hey, we're both in this conversation together. I am hearing you, but at the same point in time, you are going to speak your truth. And the last thing that I want to bring up in today's video, and remember in the members video, we have 10 different responses, and I really go into in depth on those. But the last one I want to bring up is saying nothing. You know, the power of saying nothing is very powerful. And when you don't say anything, you're basically having that other person just pontificate on their own. And a lot of times when you're listening to somebody do that, they have a lot of circular logic. There's a lot of kind of like cycle patterns that you're hearing them. They're talking in patterns. They're doing a lot of the same things that they do in multiple conversations that they've had with you. And you're able to see kind of how they manipulate and how they roll games. So it can be very helpful. So you don't have to get so involved. You don't have to get so emotionally involved. Instead, by saying nothing, you're able to kind of tally it up, listen to it, see what they're saying, analyze the misrepresentation, analyze, are they aware of what they're doing? Are they not aware of what they're doing? How are they trying to manipulate me? What are the patterns of their conversations that I've heard in other responses to conversations we've had? And this is very powerful. And also, by saying nothing, you're not agreeing to anything. You're not really necessarily disagreeing with anything, but you're not allowing somebody to pull you in or have a fight or engage you into a situation that you don't want to be engaged in. Because again, we want to disarm the narcissist. We don't want to give them everything they want. We don't want to give them all the fuel to the fire, because they're going to want to crank it up, and they're going to want to crank us up and get us very emotional and get us, out of sorts, and then be able to say, see, you're the problem, you're the issue, you're the reason for the problem. That's what you don't want. So you want to be able to keep your cool, and sometimes being able to keep our cool means saying nothing tallying it up, being with ourselves, breathing in and out, listening to what they're saying, and seeing those patterns, because once we start drawing connection to the patterns, we realize exactly what we're dealing with. And that can be powerful in its own right. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, subscribe, because you get to be alerted when we put new content out. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Share it with folks that you think might need it. I mean, this information is very necessary. We can't close ourselves off to everybody. We're in a community. We live amongst people. So we're going to have to deal with narcissistic people, people with different levels of narcissism, people with full-on narcissism in our life. And so we're going to have to deal with this. We're going to have these conversations, and we want to do it in a way that we are powerful and have boundaries. And that's what I want to do in this video. This is what's so important, is I want to help you to create those boundaries, and I want you to be able to communicate your truth in a safe and powerful way. In the meantime, don't forget to live your true life.